Hello everybody and welcome to the Whiskey Dictionary. Today I get to finally talk about Booker's batches for 2018. It has been a long time coming. I know that most of you are used to me doing this throughout the course of the year, but just have this epic tale of like travel and failure and generosity and finally the success of getting my hands on these batches. So I'm very happy to present the 2018-01, which is Kathleen's batch. This is named after Kathleen Dibenedetto, who was the brand manager for the Jim Beam Small Batch Collection. And this was presented back in the early 90s. So during that time period, Booker No actually worked along with Kathleen and kind of taught her everything there is to know. In fact, he even made her work all of the different jobs that there are to make bourbon, basically. He wanted to make sure she understood at the core what bourbon even was and how to make it, which I've mentioned before on this channel. I'm a manager of a bunch of software engineers, and I love, the more I learn about Booker No, I love his style. He is the kind of guy that's kind of like, he expects people to do their job and to do it right, but he also is willing to put in the personal time to make sure that they're learning and that they're not failing. And to that end, he would quiz Kathleen at nighttime and make sure that she learned what he was trying to teach her, like virtually every night. So anyway, they got to be fast friends and they worked together very closely, and ultimately they wanted to honor her by giving her a badge. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and open this guy up, pour it out, and sip it, because those of you that have ever seen my live streams know how much I love Bookers. All right. As always, though, you know, like if it sucks, I'll tell you. You can see my 2017 versions. I ranked them all. Didn't think a whole lot of a couple of them, but some of them are really good. So let's go ahead and give this a nose. All right, so the nose on this is actually very interesting. There's a lot going on there, actually. One of the first things I noticed is it's actually kind of this very delicate, almost a flower. Not flower like cooking, but flowers like flowers. Just, it's delicate, but it's nice. And then it's kind of got a little bit of like leather almost in there. Think like fresh leather. I've mentioned this before. If you were a Boy Scout and you had to do like that leather working craft, or if you've ever done leather working, that fresh smell of that fresh piece of like strap of leather, that's kind of what it smells like to me. There's some more honey and some caramel, and that's about it. But all four of those, I mean, that's pretty complex for a nose. All right, very, very good nose. All right, let's go ahead and give this a sip. Cheers. Oh, let me just say, cheers to Matt. You know why. Thanks. He did not give me this bottle, something else. Let me tell you, this is the first take I'm doing of this, and that's the first sip of whiskey I've had so far today, and I should probably know better than to have 63.7% ABV as my first sip, but the good news is Booker's has a history of being very smooth even at very high ABV. As far as the flavors go of this, you know, I had it the other night and made my notes. I've got, the first thing that you're getting is brown sugar, for me. Brown sugar, followed by kind of a butterscotch, a little bit of spiciness to it, but then there's also this bit of cherry. Almost think like a Manhattan, you know? I tend to get that a lot in bourbons that taste like cherry, is it more just flows into that naturally, not naturally, but that crafted Manhattan taste, you know? But when it happens naturally from the bottle, it's just awesome. So anyway, I'm a fan of this. I like this a lot. Let me kind of give you my overview, or overall opinion. This was worth the wait. The Booker's 2018-01, you can still find it in stores. I tend to, living in Massachusetts, tend to get them fairly late in the game as well. But of course, as soon as I got this bottle, I found some, and I found them in my area. I had to have this sent to me basically, but I had a bunch of them available and I just never found them looking around at all the different places. So anyway, I suggest that you get your hands on this bottle. I think it's great. So that being said, let's move on to the next one. In a couple of weeks, you'll probably see a further review on Booker's 2018-02. Cheers.